Can the Knicks successfully navigate the challenges they face following the All-Star break? Although Julius might be more than eager to get back into the game, we might not be seeing him for another few weeks. The same goes for OG Anunoby, who's not going to be seen on the court for at least another week according to the original timeline. And as disappointing as this might sound, the Knicks still have a pretty great rotation. All they need to do now is focus on developing their chemistry. Take Jalen, Dante, Hart, Precious, and Hartenstein, the alleged starting five. They've outscored teams by 10.6 points per 100 possessions in 98 minutes together on the court. This obviously means that the Knicks have a stellar offense that dominates in rebounding on the offensive end. If the team has enough time to synchronize their gameplay, we might be looking at a breakthrough here. On the defensive side, though, they've been a little unlucky, with their opponents sinking 45.3% from beyond the arc against them. This means that there's obviously some room for the defense metrics to get better. With an improved lineup, the Knicks might just be in a good enough position for the immediate future. But the schedule doesn't seem to be easing up for them. This means that the Knicks will need to hit hard with their intensity and focus, since they're facing mostly strong teams during this stretch. Before we move on, we know you wouldn't want to miss out on more exclusive content like this. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with all the latest in the world of the Knicks. Let's continue. Can Jalen possibly keep up his current level of performance? After the trade that saw two key playmakers leave New York, Jalen Brunson has definitely elevated his game. He's one of only 5 NBA players to average at least 30 points per game, a prestigious group that includes Embiid, Luka, SGA, and Giannis. In the aftermath of the Julius Randle and OG Anunoby's injuries, throughout 9 games, Brunson has matched his ex-Dallas colleague, leading the league with an average of 32.9 points per game. Pretty impressive, if you ask anyone. If Jalen participates in all or nearly all of the forthcoming games and sustains his scoring rate close to his recent performance, he's not just on track to achieve the 3rd highest scoring average in team history, but also has the potential to align with Knicks legends like Melo, Ewing, and King by finishing in the top 5 of the MVP voting within the last 5 decades. Most important of all, his continued high-level performance is going to keep the Knicks within reach of a top playoff seed until his key teammates return to full health. Can the Knicks steer clear of facing Boston in the early rounds of the playoffs? While you can't question whether the Knicks have a chance to secure the 2 or 3 seed, there's a conceivable situation where obtaining the 6th seed might be more advantageous than the 4th or 5th, especially if the Celtics are at peak health entering the playoffs. The question then becomes, if Embiid isn't back for the playoffs and Philadelphia manages to stay within the top 6, will the team strategize to align themselves against the Sixers in the opening round? Will the Knicks enter the playoffs with a full and healthy roster? Just as important as staying healthy is if the Knicks get enough time to gel. Mitchell Robinson has to get used to 3 new guys in the mix, and Randle's got to adapt to 2. OG was still figuring things out, just like the new guys from Detroit. That's a lot of pieces to fit together for the team. A potential advantage of this roster is its adaptability, but Coach Tibbs needs time to figure out the best game plans and lineups. Let's hope he gets it all sorted out before mid-April. Which version of Julius can we expect to see in the playoffs? This might look like just another health question, but there's a lot more to it. Julius defines his game and, by extension, the Knicks' identity with his physical style of play. Even when his shots aren't falling, a healthy Randle makes his presence felt throughout the entire game, and probably even the day after. The question is, can he continue to exert that kind of physical dominance with his shoulder that's been rehabbed but not fixed through surgery? Going even deeper, the last thing the front office wants is yet another offseason filled with uncertainties about Julius's performance in the playoffs. 3 years back, the Hawks targeted him aggressively, and he wasn't ready. Then, last season, injuries held him back. Let's hope it's 3rd time's a charm, ideally with Julius delivering a stellar performance because the Knicks need him at his best for a deep playoff run. At a minimum, This should give us a clear picture of whether Randle can be a reliable force in high-stakes moments, without leaving us questioning if another injury is the reason for any shortcomings.